Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Nix again, and I am back to read that final chapter in the book that we've been reading, Frog and Toad All Year by Arnold Lobel. And if you remember, I'm going to adjust where I'm sitting because it's a little bit dark. That's a little better. I'll sit down here with you guys. Okay, so if you remember, we started off in the wintertime going down the sled. Chapter 2 was about the spring, looking around the corner for spring. Summer was about that chapter on ice cream. And then chapter 4 was about the fall, where they each raked each other's leaves. And now we're in our 5th and final chapter titled Christmas Eve. And I bet you can guess what season we're going to end on here. Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, Toad cooked a big dinner. He decorated the tree. Frog is late, said Toad. Toad looked at his clock. He remembered it was broken. The hands of the clock did not move. Toad opened the front door. He looked out into the night. Frog was not there. I am worried, said Toad. What if something terrible has happened, said Toad. What if Frog has fallen into a deep hole and cannot get out? I will never see him again. Toad opened the door once more. Frog was not on the path. What if Frog is lost in the woods, said Toad. What if he is cold and wet and hungry? What if Frog is being chased by a big animal with many sharp teeth? What if he is being eaten up, cried Toad. My friend and I will never have another Christmas together. Toad found some rope in the cellar. I will pull Frog out of the hole with this, said Toad. Toad found a lantern in the attic. Frog will see this light. I will show him the way out of the woods, said Toad. Toad found a frying pan in the kitchen. I will hit that big animal with this, said Toad. All of his teeth will fall out. Frog, do not worry, cried Toad. I am coming to help you. Toad ran out of his house. There was Frog. Hello, Toad, he said. I am very sorry to be late. I was wrapping your present. You are not at the bottom of a hole? Asked Toad. No, said Frog. You are not lost in the woods? Asked Toad. No, said Frog. You are not being eaten by a big animal? Asked Toad. No, said Frog, not at all. Oh, Frog, said Toad, I am so glad to be spending Christmas with you. Toad opened his present from Frog. It was a beautiful new clock. The two friends sat by the fire. The hands of the clock moved to show the hours of a merry Christmas Eve. The end. Now, in this book, what I liked was that it went through all of those seasons of our year. Winter, spring, summer, fall, and then it ended with winter again. And it got me thinking about some of my favorite things to do in all of those seasons. So in the wintertime, I like to go sledding with my family. In the springtime, I like to start my planting of my garden. In the summer, I like to go to the pool or the beach. And in the fall, I like to carve pumpkins with my daughter and my husband and my son. So I was thinking that a fun activity for you to do to finish off this book is to draw or write a story about all of the different things that you like to do in the seasons. So kind of just like I told you all of the things that I like to do in all of those seasons, you can do the same thing with your drawings or your words. I hope you had fun reading this Frog and Toad book. While this book is finished, I do have another Frog and Toad book that I'll be starting with you next week. I hope you enjoyed me reading this book aloud to you as much as I liked reading it to you. Have a great weekend.